The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
And the bases are loaded today. We've got G Lane, we've got Matt Heath.
G'day.
And it's a great pleasure to welcome in Laura McGoldrick
Hi.
to the podcast. Good morning, lads.
Thanks
How
for
are you?
having me. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
It's a story.
Why we got full bases?
Well, we got full bases because Laura's doing the car wash at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
She's been
I'm working
around
9 to 5.
Yeah.
She has been around to every radio station on God's green earth to promote a TV show.
Hey, you came with me.
I was there actually for a lot of that. And Heath, we came on the Matt and Jerry podcast this morning, didn't talk about the show once.
No, we lost our way.
Well, we did mention it once, but we got the times wrong.
Yeah, that's right. It is 8:30, Sky Open and
Yeah.
Sky Sport 1. The
Thursday.
ACC presents the game of two halves on a Thursday.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, so it's free to anyone to watch.
You still didn't deliver it that
It was pretty
confidently.
succinct.
No.
That was pretty
No.
succinct, I thought.
8:30 every Thursday, Sky Open and Sky Sport.
But
The
it's-
ACC presents Game of Two
I
Halves.
think we
There
should
you
give
go.
the time that we filmed it yesterday because that's more meaningful to us.
Well, yeah, but no one can watch that.
Yeah. Well,
Except
I
Lane
did.
could.
I did.
what did
Lane
you
was
think,
there.
Lane? Honest opinion.
Oh, look, the hard N-bomb was like I've never seen a show to get cancelled in the first episode is.
You can talk.
in
You were
this day and
cancelled
age-
before it started.
Yeah, that's true. I had to talk to Joe Wheeler about that. Obviously, he had a significant stand-down period after he did a hurrah on air.
got cancelled
live.
again.
Yeah, and he had a stand-down, and he could understand. And I was like, I'm like in the naughty seat for a little bit.
Yeah, yes.
But he's back. He made it back.
Yep.
I
Okay.
actually don't
Better
care
than
if
ever.
I actually don't care if I don't make it back. To be honest, people can't deal with a hand job. Then that's a basic
Human right.
It's a basic human right, and it's a skill learned by dudes from a very young age, and
some women.
passed on to their girlfriends at some
Yeah.
stage. It's one of the simplest sex acts around.
Yeah.
Underrated, and I got sent.
Underrated, sorry, did you just say?
Yeah,
So this is
massively
your-
underrated.
So this is your mea culpa?
What?
This.
No.
Your mea culpa is,
very-
I'm not sorry, I'm going to do it again. And I enjoy being cancelled. I love it.
all I'm saying is that was not the first time
I've got to know,
we've done that
like,
joke.
you're a busy man. Like being cancelled is just giving you an opportunity to spend more time with your family for real.
It is actually.
He's looked at his calendar, he's gone September, but on. I might just step out for a
Here's
second.
my chance.
But the thing is, there's so
Smitty's
many
put me
other
under pressure.
things. So many other things I should have got cancelled for apart from that. You know what I mean? We looked at that and we went, well, that is.
I got to say, as someone watching from afar, I
Yeah.
did think that was slightly on the lighter end of the spectrum of things I've seen you do over the years.
But I think it was like, like there's slaters under rocks. And when you lift the rock, you see the slaters and you're terrified by them. And normally the ACC operates like slaters under a rock. But unfortunately,
Someone lifted the rock.
Someone lifted the rock by putting that pit on social media. And it sort of, the slaters were put out into areas the slaters should never be.
Yeah.
Which is in the sunlight.
You put that
I'm
rock
really,
down.
really torturing this metaphor.
I liked it.
leave us under the rock. But it wouldn't be Game of Two Halves if people didn't get cancelled, It's an all-new cast. And
Yes.
a lot of people have been asking, where are the original cast?
Yeah.
Well, they've all been cancelled, haven't they? So
Well,
I
look,
got a slip of the tongue that we're hoping doesn't make the broadcast. But
that was interesting. Yeah, no, it is a more of a modern take on that, wasn't it, Laura?
Yeah.
Because it can't be as
I'm
meth-
fucked off a woman's hosting it myself.
Yeah, that's true.
And so you should be. You should write to someone about that, Maddie.
And so after this series, Laura, will you move to Bali too?
Yeah, I'm setting up a health retreat. And look, you're all invited. And look, probably you should come too, to be honest, Lane, for all your sins.
Yeah, I'm already booked in.
I saw Manaia riding down Ponsonby Road with his shirt off, white headphones on, in a serpentine fashion between the alfresco diners, Richie style yesterday. It's really gone to his head.
And you bought a whole lot of juice.
One record. I'm on the platform now. One record, and it's all gone to my heads.
that's all gone pear-shaped.
So it debuts tomorrow, Thursday,
Yes, what time?
8:30.
8:30.
8:30 p.m.
What channels?
Sky Sports Open and Sky One. Actually, this is
just Sky
you're
Open.
still
Just Sky Open
just
and
Sky
Sky
Open.
Sports 1. That's correct.
Yeah.
What?
Just Sky Open.
and Sky Sport One.
Yeah. But you said Sky Sport Open.
Oh, I'm a muppet.
All right.
Details.
That's just the kind of precision I was bringing to the.
People-
And if this is
questions
how he's
yesterday.
answering questions he actually knows the answers to, can you imagine what happens on the actual show?
Do you know what I'm looking forward to the most? And that is the charade section of
Thank you.
the Game of Two Halves. Really looking forward to that. I've
Yeah.
seen Matt do it late at night in a hotel room, just, playing charades as you do when we used to come home from town.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that in
Is
front
that
of the
what you
nation.
do when you come home from town?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Into charades.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard it pronounced charades before, Lane?
No.
What about charades?
That's a different game. It's a different game.
One of the producers at Sky, I can't say it, he keeps saying Chardonnay.
Yeah.
When he keeps charades.
That's what he's thinking about. That's what he'd rather be doing.
He's really confused because Laura calls it charades.
Oh, do you?
It's a family thing. I swear to God. Like charades, yeah.
I can imagine it must drive you crazy.
Pronunciation.
Yeah, fancy Timaroo. Yeah.
Must
and a
drive
filet of fish.
you crazy, Laura, because you obviously you would love charades. Growing up, you said
I love a charade
I
name.
know.
I think about
It must be so frustrating to watch other people do charades.
I've just had a brilliant idea.
So badly.
Because as team captain, I can choose who does the charades. Next week, I'm going to choose you.
Oh, you can't. I'm the host. You can't do that.
But you'd be great at it.
That would be a great twist.
I'm very good at it.
Yes.
But,
That would be a good twist.
Yes, but Maddie, I can't play favourites.
No. She'd then have to do it for both teams. And at that point, we're
And
just
to be honest, my suit does not move in a way that I would. I need it to for if I'm going to get into my charades.
Well, they've also built a new set for it. Brand spanking new set. There's smoke machines, the whole thing. It looks like a real TV show.
It felt a little bit like a Christchurch Boys High dance for me. It just needed Who Let the Dogs Out to be played, and I was right back to my old haunts, getting down and ready to go. The haze was a lot.
Yeah, there's dudes in ill-fitting suits.
Yeah. Who let the dogs and a bit of this and oh god, yeah.
But they've given us buzzers. Poor Laz has to reset the buzzer every time we press it.
It's stressful.
Is there a company that does buzzer technology?
But I've been on a number of shows like this, and the buzzers have always been a problem. Then that's ripe for disruption. If you had a buzzer company that actually put buzzers in that work.
Lane would have had a field day if he was commentating because the frantic motion underneath the...
Oh, yeah.
You get feverish when there's a chance. I mean, I don't know the answers to the questions, but I get feverish about pressing the button.
Yeah.
You know, and then you
There's
press
a
it
lot of noise.
25 times. It happens a lot in, video games, when you get frantic, boss battle, when you're just pressing too many buttons. Just press it slowly and calmly and decisively.
Well, it's the
How do you
same
drive a
people.
car?
Eh?
Do you drive a car like that?
Oh, terrible.
It's the people at pedestrian crossings
Should see me
who
making love.
finger
It's
blast the
horrific.
button. Have you seen people finger blast the button
I
on
do
pedestrian
that.
crossings?
Like that's
in
going
my
to speed
head-
it up.
No, but in my head, I'm like, maybe they think there's more people standing here. So maybe they know that we've got to go if I just smash it several times.
But it's not like these people are coordinating it very well from to press the button, then the other person gets their
everyone's
finger in the
moving
other
in.
person.
Or it's a COVID situation and she's pressing on behalf of
Oh, yeah.
the 9 people
yeah.
that it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't it just turn the light on, though? It doesn't.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
No
It
idea.
just
It was
speed it
my
up.
head.
I used to love during COVID at pedestrian crossings when people were like pressing the button with anything but their hands, like asses.
Yes.
I watched the one guy mount it and thrust against it just to press the button.
That's dirty.
I think we should bring that back.
Aggressive. Bring
Yeah.
back social
You try.
distancing.
You pop out on the road now, go and have a go, see what happens. We get you cancelled again, don't we?
I don't know. Some weirder shit happens down in Queen Street in Auckland these days. I don't think I get thrown off a hump in a pole.
I think with your COVID or not, door handles and crossing buttons are like a hotbed of
And escalators, holding the rubber tubes on the escalators.
that hotbed of
Just
disgusting.
keep your hands off it.
Yeah.
Get
You won't
your
hold
hands
the escalator handle thing?
No.
No, see, my missus won't either. To the degree where she hates that I do as well.
But hang on, are you worried you're going to fall over, or
Yeah, how old are
can
you?
you don't
You're
think
gonna
you
flop off.
don't think you'd ride the
I'm-
wave of the escalator?
What are you holding it for?
Oh, just holding it. Just, I don't know. You put your hand on it.
I would say hold it, okay?
Yeah.
Because I almost got crushed by Lee Hart at the Corrie Lounge, Wellington.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Ward and myself were standing behind Lee Hart. He decided not to had a big night. He hadn't landed the plane. He decided not to hang on to the rubber sides. And so he stood on the moving escalator. The escalator moved. He didn't. And he just tipped.
It was like Indiana Jones with a big boulder.
And it was a big boulder was coming down, and Matt Ward and I life
Bandicoot.
flashed before our eyes, and we dropped to either side. It was like a coordinated move to either side, and he landed on both of our shoulders, and we went rip and put him back upright and put his hands on the rubber and sent him back up to the top.
Yeah.
He wasn't a member of Corrie, he just pulled Gary McCormick straight the way through. They
got
weren't
the-
going to
Now
stop
off he
him.
goes, yeah.
He's got the Gary McCormick clause. If there's a level of fame you reach, you sold enough sausages, then just straight in.
Oh,
Pour yourself
That is a
red.
great thing to be able to say, sorry, how many sausages have you sold?
Yeah.
And then you just walk straight in.
Yeah,
It's a
I've
power
sold.
move. How many sausages have you
I
sold?
think I've sold no sausages.
I think he sold more chips than sausages now.
Really?
Yeah.
I reckon.
Matt
Yeah.
Heath.
Oh, no, Lee.
No. Oh, Lee.
Matt might have sold some chips. I've seen his face on some chips.
Oh, you've
Yeah,
sold
yeah,
some
I've
chips.
sold
You
some chips,
sold
yeah.
some chips too, yeah.
But
Definitely
not
more
as many as
chips
Lee.
than sausages,
Not as
actually.
many as Lee.
Yeah, Lee Hart has sold a lot of freaking chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
And I mean, because there's a lot
And
in
a
a
few
packet
sausages.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Individual chips anyway, there's no doubt.
This is ostensibly a sports podcast, so let's take a break.
Oh, sorry.
When we come back, we're going to talk some actual sports. adjacent stories. The biggest question that I get asked outside of where Matthew Ridge and Mark Ellis for this show that we're about to do tomorrow night on Sky Open at 8:30 p.m. Matt Heath, is it?
And also Sky Sport 1 at 8:30. And I imagine it'll be repeated a lot as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I never know when Game of Two Halves is going to come on. I'm just put on the TV and it seems to be on all the time.
There'll be an on-demand aspect to it, I imagine.
And the reunion.
The biggest question that I get asked is, aside from those, is how the hell did you manage to convince Laura McGoldrick to do this? Because she was just the face of the nation for the Olympic campaign, and now all of a sudden she's here doing this. And we were talking about it in the office, how far it's gone from David Beckham and Sachin Tendulkar to now Matt Heath and Manaia Stewart.
Yeah. I was contractually obliged to do this, so it wasn't like I chose to or it was an option.
That photo was incredible, though. I have had this theory about David Beckham for quite a while that because he was popping up at all these different events around the world. I think I might have asked you this already, but I had a theory that it was actually a body double, a stand-in for David Beckham, because he was showing up at all these massive events around the world. Was that actually David Beckham that you were standing with?
As far as I'm aware, and it was an interesting situation in that they had to tell me 2 days prior because it was right at that when that Beckham doco had just come out as well. So he was peak. It was hot. It was a hot topic, and they told me 2 days out. And the way one of the bosses at the ICC showed me was, hey, look, we've got some sort of contractual obligations in the innings break with UNICEF, because UNICEF's the
sponsor.
UNICEF's
partner.
not a sponsor. The partner,
right.
The charity sponsor, the charity partner
just
of
dropping
the
big bucks.
ICC. And,
UNICEF. So that's
ICC would take any money, wouldn't they? Dirty bastards.
So the ICC,
I love the ICC.
We're in need. The ICC, it's like
You guys have got beef with the ICC. I do not.
we've had a bad year of corruption. We've been shut down. We need help.
And he's an ambassador for UNICEF, and there was this whole thing. And a couple of games prior, I'd done it with Murali and Sachin, first name basis. Now Laura, nice one.
What's
And
Got a nickname or anything like Sash? No.
Look, I don't know. I just crap my decks every time I'm anywhere near him. And it's nice to be taller than someone, I tell you that for nothing. But it's so I had thought about this at length of how I was going to sort of approach David Beckham, seeing as, well, to be honest, I have the hots for his wife, not necessarily him. I mean, I do terrible things to him, but I got the hots for his wife. But I was a big Spice Girls fan, so I was like, well, let's not bring up the Spice Girls. Let's be cool about it, Laura. You know, you've got Sachin, you've got things. So they were coming over to the boundary rope where we were going to do this interview for the mid innings, and I stood up just prior, and I was like, "Oh my god, have I wet my pants?" No, it's sweat. It was like 45 degrees in Mumbai. Like I can't begin to describe. I was sweating from my kneecaps, and I was like, "No, Laura, you're just going to take charge of the situation." So I go barreling out. I made it. I walked so fast and so hard. I made it to the middle of the field. I was at the pitch when I met him, and then I had to walk all the way back with him and Sachin. I go flying into Sachin. G'day, Sachin. Good to see you. He's like, what is this? I don't even know who you are. I don't know who you are. He was sweating from his eyelids. It was so hot.
Sachin.
David Beckham is in a three-piece suit and he is unmoved.
Immaculate.
Full of, not an ounce of sweat on him.
He's not like a Prince Andrew non-sweating guy.
No, he's had a bit more Botox, I think. He hasn't been shot. Like I think Andrew's situation was it was a shooting, and that was the reason he can no longer sweat.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with Pizza Express,
oddly with
though.
Prince Andrew, it's like, I don't sweat. That woman that said that I was sweating can't be
It's
telling the truth.
factually incorrect. And to be honest, I was with Pizza.
Instantly, 78,000 pictures of him sweating over the years came out.
From the pits.
Yeah.
I love that was his defense. Can't have been me sweating all over it. I don't sweat.
I wonder if no one will be able to rumble me on this one.
And the fact that he was
unless
at
I've had a
Pizza,
picture taken of me.
and the fact that he was at Pizza Express eating the dough balls and went too deep on the dough. And look, I've had at Pizza Express dough balls. They're great dough balls. But he went too deep.
Classic thing when you're telling a lie to try and give a whole lot of confusing details.
And so anyway, we do this interview, and he had to be on a certain side because he had to see his tattoos. He prefers his tattoos on one side.
Because it was a body double and they're trying to convince people.
No.
Okay.
No.
But maybe.
But he did once play cricket, was what came out of the interview. He was a batter.
Right.
Beautiful batter.
Oh, even elegant. He would have been so elegant.
Well,
God, he would
stroke
have been
player.
elegant.
Fleming, like, was he left-handed?
Well, is he? I don't think
he's
so.
left-footed, yeah.
He's left-footed, so he
He
must
doesn't
be.
really
matter. No, he's
Do you know what?
right-footed.
He can do whatever he wants
That's
with
true,
either of
actually.
those things. That's fine.
Yeah.
He's fabulous. Yeah, no, he was great. But, did not sweat through the entire thing. At the end, I was trying to, get rid of my moustache with, my really classy.
When you get the beads on your lip.
Yeah,
That's why I
yeah.
grow a moustache. Can't see it.
That must hold moisture like nothing else. Yeah.
Yeah,
That is...
It also stops snot coming and
No, it doesn't. Let me tell you that right now. It gets stuck.
It delays.
It delays. Okay,
it. It's kind of like a diet
How
with
do you
lots
get
of holes.
food?
You get to work, boy.
Well, he actually uses it to. He actually uses that to filter feed like a whale.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, plankton. You know,
Plankton,
like
yeah.
Krill.
Like,
So that smell in here is you.
Yeah.
And your
Yeah.
moustache.
It's the krill, and also chia seeds. I like to,
Not just in your
I like
teeth.
to suck chia seeds.
You laugh at him now, but if we get stuck on a boat or an island or
Yeah,
something
that's right.
and we're hungry, we'll be going straight to that moustache for
Taking that with a
nutrients.
chopstick and just getting some chia seeds out of it.
Yeah,
How
that's
does
right.
your wife like it?
It hates it so
Yeah.
much.
That's why he's got it.
I
It's
don't
the
think
same
I-
with the mullet.
Yeah, it's
So
like
you've only got a mullet.
It's the thing is with
Oh my God.
So yeah, it's a massive game of chicken that's gone on for 3 years now, where because I'm just
Do you want me
trying
to tell you who's winning?
I'm just trying to get a rise out of her to go, can you fucking shave that moustache? But she won't. She's holding ground and just ignoring the fact that it even exists. Apart from every now and then she goes, ugh. And I try and give her a kiss.
Sounds like a healthy thing in a relationship.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to be giving her the ick. Like, to be perfectly honest.
Actively trying to give your wife the
It's this game of chicken where I'm not going to shave it off. She's not going to abuse me. So it's
right.
the worst marital chicken you've ever come across.
Yeah.
But,
I thought the chicken you play was when the kids were awake in the night and that you played, you're like, I'm asleep.
yeah.
I'm so asleep.
Yeah,
That's-
possum. That's possum.
Yeah, well, right.
Yeah, when you're like,
But no, chicken is what's going on with you. No, it
Yeah.
sounds better. Your game
and then the
sounds
mullet
heaps
as
better.
well came along. You won't get a mullet. Don't get a mullet. I was like,
Oh my.
yeah. It's actually a burst fade, not a mullet.
Oh, is it?
It's a what?
It's a low taper fade, burst fade.
You
Anyway,
not too many details.
okay.
Yeah.
Mainly, this haircut's mainly given to 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
That's what the hairdresser said.
Yeah, right.
It's a game of chicken where everyone loses.
Especially that microphone. Let me tell you that. Yeah.
You should go around to Jerry's house. His son Hugo's is set up a barber shop in his room and he's
Giving
handing
burst
out. He's handing out fades. Yeah.
Do you know what the burst fade is? Is making just people look like they've got a mushroom on their head.
Yeah.
It's the most ridiculous
It's the
haircut.
broccoli head.
Yes, and
That's what all the Gen Z kids have got going
I've got,
on.
a
now.
theory
Broccoli.
I've got a theory on this because my kids try and dress as worst as they can, have the worst hair possible, and all their friends are just trying to look terrible. I think it's part of Instagram culture. Like, looking really good is considered kind of lame.
Cringy.
It's
Yeah, you should
cringy.
dress like you're a bit homeless.
Yeah, you've got to look like as big a piece of shit as possible. Like the
I'm ahead of
worst
the curve.
haircut. And someone that hacks at
based on
themselves with a shaver in the shower comes to school and everyone's like, nice.
Yeah.
You got like a bit missing here. You got half a moustache. You're like,
You got
Good one.
razor
Good
cuts,
one.
acne.
Get that on Insta.
yeah,
Yeah, you've been doing this for years, Lane.
No.
yeah, you're ahead of the curve. You've never been Insta. You've never been an Insta kind of look.
So I think how we got onto that was you were wiping the sweat off your own mustache.
I was sweating close to David Beckham,
Yeah.
and
What'd you talk to him about?
couldn't tell you. No idea, but he looked great.
I remember watching it. We
Yeah.
were commentating that game. And then it was a break of innings, eh? And then we saw it and we went, holy shit, Lazza is going to be absolutely fizzing.
Oh,
She's got
you couldn't-
Sachin Tendulkar, the greatest, arguably one of the greatest batsmen ever, and arguably the most famous man in the world
Yeah.
on the other side. And you
Yeah.
could see your smile on your face. You couldn't hide it, by the way.
no, no.
I know you tried to act cool.
Oh no! There was no acting cool. I mean, I'm a huge cricket fan anyway, so I'm in the commentary box with like the likes of Ricky Ponting and Ian Smith's in there as well. There's all these great there's all these great former cricketers. Athers, Nasser Hussain.
Yeah.
These great
Montgomery Burns.
Yeah, Montgomery Burns. All of those good people and. Then they're like, "Oh, where are you off to?" I'm like, "I'm off to interview David Beckham. You guys are nutter." It was great. It was a great moment for me. Everyone was like, "Try and be cool," or I was like, "Yeah, cool one."
Whatever.
Hey, team, I've just discovered that I've got a KPIs meeting.
Oh.
2A.
Okay.
I saw everyone leaving, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so
how's the Ottoman situation?
the Ottoman's being delivered.
Oh, good.
I've said don't wait around for a signature. There's nothing worse when a courier delivers something you don't really give a fuck about and they demand a signature and then they're telling you you've got to go to Penrose to pick it up. It's like,
Oh, no.
keep it.
You don't want to pick
Fucking
up.
keep
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of your KPIs.
Yeah.
it. Fucking keep the Ottoman.
Hey, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night,
Yeah,
Matt, leading your team on
Yeah.
the game of two halves and
Yeah.
for the remainder of the year. Was it, 10 eps? almost up until Christmas.
TNX, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Looking forward to it.
Did you know
8:30
you
every
signed up for
Thursday.
those?
I'm listening to the Agenda podcast so I can learn more about sports. So I can answer some
Could you
of those
start
questions.
talking about some sports just to help Maddie out?
We're actually going to touch on the Afghanistan game.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Well, I'm gonna get ready for that 'cause
yes.
that's an
Okay.
absolute debacle.
Yeah.
All right then.
All
Okay
right.
then.
All
Bye,
right.
Maddie. Love
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Love
See
you.
mate.
Love you,
See
Maddie.
mate.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, man.
See you, mate. So,
Bye, Maddie.
Thank God he's
Love
gone.
you. Bye-bye.
so let's talk. Can we talk shop for just a little bit?
Yes.
Let's.
Afghanistan Test match.
What is going on over there?
What is happening?
Have you seen the photo of the guy
Two
with
grown men chasing it with a fan? What a moment. What a moment. And them cutting bits. I've never seen people cutting bits of the bowler's run up and trying to replace it with new. It's still wet underfoot.
Yes.
Like, what are you doing? But I've actually got some footage I can show.
Oh, wow.
Excellent.
I saw that.
Because this is an audio medium, is it?
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I can show you some footage of the rain that fell the night prior.
The state of that phone. Look at
It's horrific, isn't it?
Look at the bejazzle.
I got a croc for a phone.
Look at the bejazzling
it's
on
disgusting.
A literal pearl necklace coming off
Yes.
it.
Don't go there, Manaia. It's too early in the morning. But
too
yes, it is a pill necklace.
Yes.
Oh, that
So
one there,
you-
that's the photo you're talking about?
Yes.
So this is the night before. Look
Oh,
at the rain
okay.
on
That
this.
is biblical.
Oh my god.
So yeah, because all the photos I've seen, it's been sunny. I was like, how is
But
this?
that was the night before this day 2.
It's almost entirely underwater.
Yeah, it's entirely under. I don't know if you can hear that. If I
That sounds like someone taking it.
Oh yeah.
there's your rain.
So
That's your outfit.
monsoon.
Yeah, it is
So
pissing
no-
down. But how have India? Look, this is in India. This
Yes.
is their main game. How have they not prepared it to drain properly?
Well, this is the 30th test venue that India has to offer.
30.
Yeah.
30. Once this thing gets off the ground, this officially will be India's 30th test venue.
So it's a new one, eh?
It's a new, ish. And I feel a bit for Afghanistan. It's a tricky one because they would have, they've been waiting for another test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is it. It would have been a nice build up for New Zealand going into the Sri Lanka and India tests for
Yes.
sure. But yeah, I'm not sure we're going to get any cricket.
Because there were three, I don't know, apparently Afghanistan asked for like 3 different grounds. 2 of them, they said, oh, there's a T20 league playing there, so you can't use that one. And then one of them was like, India's playing a test there in like a month. So
they take their test very seriously.
Yeah. So they're
So
like,
no
oh,
one
you
can
guys
play
just
on
go.
it.
But
yeah.
it's the Border Gavaskar series, so
Right.
that is like the Ashes
yep.
for India. So they won't be. No one's allowed anywhere near any of those.
No.
venues until,
And I get, like, it's not an Indian test, so they don't give a shit. Like, why would they care?
well, I was surprised they didn't play it in Dubai, which had
Yes.
been the area there's no rain there as far as I'm aware right now.
Yeah.
Which is it's an interesting one.
Qatar, Doha.
Do you know who will be really happy? Not happy, but kind of smug about this, and that is the former groundsman at McLean Park. I'll be going, this is going to take all of the spotlight off
Off of
that
me.
off the
Yeah.
debacle.
That was one of the most insane days
Yes.
I have ever. You were there, weren't you, in the caravan?
It was the same scenario. Full sunlight, remember?
Yeah, full sunlight.
Full sunlight all day, and the game got abandoned because the outfield was too wet.
But you do know, because my memory of that, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, and I'm going to say it out loud, but I might be wrong. But they were waiting for rain in the Hawke's Bay, so the groundsman wet the
Yes.
ground. He watered
Oh
the
my
ground,
God.
and then it rained.
Yes, that's
and
right.
so it just didn't dry in time. So yeah, that was a wild because it was that one patch where the stand just
It didn't dry, and
No,
we
it didn't.
we called it and went to the pub.
Yes, you did.
And we walked-
Some of us push schmoes had to say there.
And we were walking past all the Sky camera crew, and one of them just took his headphones off and goes, "Fuck you guys." Well, I was see at the pub.
Forgive
that
me.
was a day.
Is this the same ground where they had to abandon for sunstrike as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No,
I had to interview one of the mayors during that sunstrike.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are you doing about the sun?
Yeah, could you do something?
Yeah.
you got to feel for Ben Hurley. They sent Ben Hurley out into the middle of the field to tell the crowd that it had been abandoned. And they basically, crowds are like, they've been drinking all day. They didn't see cricket. They just directed all their abuse at poor Hurley. And he's like going, "I just been told what to do, okay?
I've been
They're
paid to be
"Boo,
here."
you suck."
Ben, this is your fault.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
You
bring the
water
game back
this?
on. All right, let's take one more quick break. When we come back, Lane has prepared some questions for you, Les.
Yes.
Shivers.
This is an infamous segment that he likes to do with anyone that comes on the podcast. It's called 22 and 2. We'll be right
Why
back.
am I so worried?
All right, let's rip straight into it. Lane, you've got your questions in front of you.
I
You've
have.
tailored them for our illustrious guest, our esteemed guest, Laura McGoldrick here.
Yeah, the idea here, Laz, is it's 22 questions in 2 minutes. So it's just a quick answer, move on. It's either a yes, no, move on. There is obviously 22 questions. Laura McGoldrick, are you ready for your 22 and 2?
Not really, but
Okay.
we'll give it a go, eh?
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Sex or drugs?
Sex.
Hard or fast?
Hard.
Would you rather wake up nude next to Richie Benno or Bill Laurie?
Pass.
Would you rather spend an hour watching David Warner replays of him scoring 100 or get waterboarded by an ex-Navy SEAL with PTSD?
Davey Dum Dum.
Thai or Indian?
Indian.
Eat out or dine in?
Dine in.
Freddie Mercury or Elton John?
Elton John.
Wet or dry?
Depends what sports. Pass.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Travis Kelce or Taylor Swift?
Oh, Travis Kelce.
W.G. Grace, Don Bradman, and Heath Davis. Who would you think would have the biggest downstairs?
Heath Davis.
If the what cricket legend would you bring back from the dead?
Is that a question, or you give us like?
What cricket legend would you bring back from the dead?
Oh, Shane Warne.
If the ceremony to bring back Shane Warne resulted you in talking like Kevin Peterson for the rest of your life, would you still do it?
No, I'd rather nip out, I think.
Okay. Have you ever fired a gun?
No. Yes.
Have you ever killed anything bigger than an insect?
No.
Who is the most famous person you've met? We've probably heard this earlier.
David Beckham or Piers Morgan.
If you had a reoccurring dream that a snowman killed himself with a hairdryer, would you be concerned?
No, it just means I've watched Frozen too many times, I think.
If you were offered a knighthood, would you accept it?
Yeah.
What age do people say they've had a fall instead of falling down?
As someone who's just recently had a fall, their 30s.
Have you ever screamed, "Google me, motherfucker"?
No, but I'm going to.
Okay. Last question. If you were going to get a statue made of yourself, what pose would it be and where would you put the statue?
Next to the guy that I needed to yell, "Google me, motherfucker." And I would be I'd be holding a microphone. I don't know. I'd just be stood there with a phone.
Do you know what Tim Southees was when he asked this question?
What?
He would be nude on a horse, a stallion, rearing up, and he's nude, and he would put it on the front lawn of Daniel Vittori's house.
It's a bit to unpack there. It's a bit to unpack.
A lot to unpack.
Yeah.
A lot to unpack.
Yeah, interesting.
So what did we settle on for you? What was your statue?
Next to the person I need to say, "Google me." No, I'd probably put it. Where would I put it?
On your front lawn, maybe like
I went to
a bird
school
bath.
with front lawn.
Oh yeah, okay, it's
or,
vengeance.
Like a bit of vengeance. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm totally fine though. I'm really at peace with things.
You're over it. You've moved on.
I've moved on. I've grown up. Oh, I don't know where I put it.
Top of the Bay Hill, Caroline Bay.
Oh, you know what? I'd put it at the Caroline Bay Carnival.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. So
Yeah, right
people
next
could
to the
take-
octopus there.
Yeah, people could take photos or Google me right outside.
Yeah,
it.
motherfucker.
Or you could, or you could be like, was it Pania of the
Pania of the Reef?
Pania
Pania of the Reef, when she's basically a bronze statue whose breasts have been rubbed gold. Have you seen that?
Mine are. Well, mine didn't mean rubbed that way. Mine
okay.
just are.
Right.
But yeah. Lovely.
Okay.
I could do
There you
that.
go. That was your 22 questions.
Oh, wow.
Pass with flying colours.
Thank
There
you.
we go.
Handled it like a champ. Answered some of them way too quickly.
Was it the Heath Davis one that really upset you?
Yeah. He was like, Heath Davis. Oh, shit, that quick. Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us
Thanks
this
for
morning,
having me.
Les. And we'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Sky Open and Sky Sport 1.
Well done.
Yeah, you guys nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Thanks,
Look forward to you being uncancelled too, Lane.
It's not going to happen.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.